So you've had a rough patch recently, huh? The bad habits feel like they just happen automatically, and the good ones feels like you're climbing uphill every time you want to do something that's good for you. The bad is starting to feel like a magnet, and even the simplest things, it just, why is it so hard? You've hit rock bottom, bro. Or maybe you haven't and you just feel like you've fallen off a little bit. You know, you used to go to the gym, but life and work, they got in the way. It happens to us all. Literally, that's the season that I'm just getting out of. So I'll tell you everything that I did. But first, let me tell you a story. 4 months ago, I'm getting ready for a trip, and my mindset is phenomenal. I have so much faith that I'm gonna accomplish my goals and everything's gonna just work out for me the way it's always been working out for me for as long as I can remember in my recent memory, which is, 2 years long. So the fact that things have been going well is an indication to me that it's gonna keep going well. So I decide I'm just gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna take out everything I have from savings and put it all into this trip. So I do it. And I get there and I'm so excited, and life over there is just, it feels like the way life should be. It's not hard to do good habits. In fact, it feels weird not doing a good habit. Like walking every day, no problem. Going to the gym, no problem. Reading every day, no problem. Spending time with people, no problem. It's all good until it isn't. I spend a few too many nights drinking, and now I feel a little bit disgusting, but for the most part, I'm able to get myself back on track. The biggest thing that kind of felt like a failure to me was that I wasn't able to monetize my business. Now, that gave me a sense of defeat because I thought what I was doing was going to help me just blow up. And I put all of my eggs in this basket. All of them. So when I finally had to come back home because I had run out of money, I hadn't made $1 in over a year, I had to face the embarrassment that I put onto myself. Nobody else had to do it for me. I was the one that was dealing with this sense of inadequacy. And instead of just saying, you know what, bro, this is actually a win. There's something for me to learn here. I just wallowed in my pity. I just kept thinking, how am I gonna face these people after I've just left saying that I'm gonna do this wonderful thing, and now I'm back here. So I kind of lost hope for a little while, and it felt like I didn't have any support. It's crazy, my mom passed away a year ago, and at that time when I didn't feel like I needed as much support, I had way more of it. And then at the time when I feel like I need it so badly a year later, there's nobody here. All of my friends don't really know where they are. And now that's a slight exaggeration because I had a lot of really nice people that reached out to me and were able to kind of give me some words of encouragement. And if you're one of those people, I appreciate you. But those aren't the people that are gonna get you out of this, bro. You need to look at yourself. And that brings me to the first thing that I did that helped me get out of this rut. I had to honestly look at me. I had to look at everything that's going on in my life right now and really see how I'm partially responsible for it, if not entirely. And that's a painful fucking thing to do because it's hard to look in the mirror. It's hard to see that the life that we have is the life that we chose. It almost hurts. It's like, how can I feel so bad right now? How could I possibly choose this? Right now, it doesn't really matter what you're going through. What matters is what's gonna bring me to the next thing. The second thing that I did is I accepted where I was. Instead of trying to fight it, instead of trying to hide from it, You can look at my most recent video, the one that I posted about me falling off self-improvement. That was me looking at me and being like, bro, this isn't the person that you really are. You've hit a rough patch. You've stumbled on the road, but this isn't the end, and this isn't even you. But you do have to accept that you are where you are. And that brings me to the next thing, which is radical responsibility. There was something that I heard one time. It was Jim Rohn. His mentor told him when he was 25, said, Mr. Rohn, it's not what happens to you that determines the outcome of your life. What happens to you happens to just about everybody. It's how you respond that is going to change the sail. It's going to change the destination, because that's the freedom that you have. You have the freedom to choose.
If you'll start doing different things with the same circumstances, since we cannot change the circumstances, but we can change ourselves. We can change what we do.
You might not be able to necessarily change your life all in one fell swoop, but you have the ability to choose a different response. You have the ability to choose a different habit. If you're in a rut, and the bad things, I don't know why, when we're in a rut, it's just like, it's so easy to grab the junk food. It's so easy to grab the blunt. And that's literally what I was doing a few weeks ago. There was a time where I think I drank almost every day. I was like, bro, what am I doing? But then I realized that all I have to do is set an intention to change. First, accept that this is my responsibility right now. And once I've accepted that, I can actually say, okay, well, if it's my responsibility, then that also gives me the power to change my situation. Because if you put it out to something else, if you put it out to your mom as the reason why you're sad, or your brother or your sister, congratulations, you've alleviated some of your own guilt, because you don't have some responsibility for what's happening to you. But guess what? You've also alleviated and relieved your own power to change the situation, because now this person has to change so that X can happen for you, so you can improve your life. It's BS. Instead, take all of the responsibility and use that to set the intention that I'm not going to be this way anymore, and this is because of me. Now, if you can do that, you're well on your way to the next thing. And the next thing is understanding that all unhappiness is self-unhappiness. It's self-induced. It doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the inside. The greatest source of unhappiness is self-unhappiness. And all it is you deciding not to do that little bit that you thought or that you knew that you could do. That's all it is. And that starts eroding your self-esteem, your confidence. I wasn't doing the best that I could do. Given what I had, I'm proud of myself because I still kept doing some of the good things. But it was really me choosing not to do the best that I could do that started to erode my self-confidence. So make a commitment to yourself that you're gonna do the best that you can. Just do the best that you can. And once you've reached that limit, it's okay. There's no need to push yourself past a certain point. Most people mess up because they try to go for intensity before they've developed consistency. All you need is a little bit of consistency, and that's doing the best that you can. Right now, where you are, if you can just consistently do the good things and then stack it, which is gonna bring me to the next thing. You have to build good habits on top of the ones that you already have. Instead of trying to remove your bad ones, I know you see them like there's some kind of a problem. Your bad habits are simply frustrations of unmet needs or desires. Let me say that again. Your bad habits are simply frustrations of unmet needs or desires. So it's not the habits themselves that are bad. It's not that you're smoking and that's bad. No. You're not fulfilling something that you need in your life. Whether it's better communication with people, or it's time spent in nature, or it's time relaxing, there's something that's not being fulfilled there. And so your mind is going to search for a way to outsource that in the easiest way possible. So the problem isn't with these bad habits, bro. And that's what I had to look at myself and realize, wait, I don't need to keep fighting these bad habits. They're happening for a reason. Instead of fighting the bad ones, use good ones to replace it. Set goals that will make it so that you don't want to do those bad things. That's really the only way, because they are fulfilling something that's not met within you. So if you can look at it as a symptom rather than as the cause itself or as the end all be all, it's not really a bad habit so much as it is you don't have good things in its place. And so you resort to the easiest way out. I've done it. I know. So what I did instead is, the one thing I've been doing consistently for the past 2 years is going to the gym. And it has paid off enormously. Because even in the midst of my rut, when I was smoking and drinking multiple times a week, I was going to the gym. I'd wake up the next day, I'd call my cousin, I'm like, bro, we're going to the gym. And it kept me focused, it kept me disciplined, it kept reminding me that you need to consistently do the good things. Even when you have the result, keep doing the good thing. Most people won't get jacked because they'll quit once they do. They reach the destination and they're done, not realizing that you have to maintain it. And that's the biggest challenge of all. So if you have any good habits in your life, whatever it might be, whether it's you waking up early or you sleeping on time or you like to go out for a walk, whatever it is, just use that and build on top of it. You can use habit stacking. Basically, after you do your good habit, add another one on top. So if you like to wake up early, I like to go out for a walk every day. After I walk, I come back inside and I read. After I read, I go sit down and I meditate. Like, this is just how I do it. This is my process, and I just stack so many good habits in the morning that I don't really want to do bad ones. I already feel calm, I feel fulfilled. And this is what I was missing, like, just the way this routine transforms my life is crazy. So, one thing to think about with this one is, we are what we repeatedly do. There was a specific moment that I remember that was the catalyst for me changing my life. And the funny thing is, it happened about a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months ago. And right after this specific event happened, not much changed after. Just like how you might be watching this right now and thinking like, wow, I'm excited, I'm gonna change my life. And not much might happen after. Don't get me wrong, I want things to change for you, bro. But it takes time. And here's what happened to me. I realized one day as I was smoking outside that your life is the sum total of your days. Your life is the sum total of every single day combined and compressed together. And that's going to create the picture of your life. So, how will your life look within 5 years from now if you keep doing the same daily habits that you've been doing that got you into this position? Is it going to look better or worse? Now, imagine if you were to change. Imagine you started doing the things that you knew were good for you on a daily basis. You just said, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to read. I'm going to meditate. I'm not going to check my phone for the first few hours. I'm going to go get some sunlight as soon as I get up. I'm going to hit the gym. Imagine every day you start doing these things that are good for you. How will your life look within 5 years? The things that are good for you will start to come easily. Luck, no problem. You're just going to start getting lucky and everybody's going to say, wow, look at him and how lucky he is. How many good things happened to him. Let me tell you something about luck. This quote that I read the other day. Victory awaits him who has everything in order. Luck, people call it. So really, luck is just having your life in order, in good shape, and good things will just start coming to you. You'll start associating positively with everything that happens to you. Which brings me to the next thing. stop complaining and start appreciating. If you keep complaining, life is going to give you more things to complain about, buddy. Oh man, I do this so much, and I'm almost ashamed to say I do it, because a few weeks ago, I was just finding the smallest things to complain about. Dating life isn't going good, so I'm like, bro, modern dating is fucked. You know what's funny is, every generation thinks that their generation had it worse than the last one. For all of recorded history, you'll find that. The people in the Great Depression are like, wow, we have it terrible. It's never been this bad before. The people in World War II were like, this is so awful. It's never been this bad. This is the worst life has ever gone. The people before us had it easy. You fast forward to today, we're still singing the same song. And so of course, if you sing this song that everyone else is singing, you'll have the kind of life that they have. It's so simple. I remember one time I'm at the airport, and something that was just like objectively bad happened. I think our flight ended up getting delayed or something. But I remember somebody that was around me started complaining. And I was like, you know what? Maybe there is something good that's happening here. Maybe that the reason that this happened, our flight got delayed, was because something would have happened to us. So there is something good. We don't know what the good is, but I'm going to assume that there's something good here. And every time I just assume that it's happening for a good reason, something good happens. It's having this mindset that things are happening for you. Things aren't just happening to you, they're happening so you can have a better life. It's almost a delusional belief, but so much is true about the fact that whatever you believe in your mind to be true will display itself in your reality. This is spirituality 101. This is the law of expectation. So expect good things. Stop talking about what's wrong. Avoid that negativity pendulum. And just either ignore it, don't avoid it, but ignore it, let it just pass, or find what's good about it. Find the positive thing in it. And I'm telling you, if you can do that, you'll start to move in a more positive direction, because it's not really what happens to us, bro. It's how you react to it. And the last thing that helped me was looking for help. For such a long time, at least a month and a half passed by, when I felt genuine symptoms of depression. Not wanting to get up, wanting to just sit down all day, wanting to smoke, wanting to literally just erase whatever I'm feeling. And finally, after a certain point, I just realized, bro, I'm fed up with this. I have nobody to talk to, nobody that's neutral. And so I went and I got a therapist, bro. And you know, they can be expensive, so I won't say that that's the only solution, but if you can find a way to afford it, if you can look through your insurance to see if one's available, or if you have free resources like you're in college, they offer free therapy there. Use whatever resources you have, find a support group, find a neutral party. The most important thing is that they're neutral, because I would try to like talk to people in my own life and tell them, hey bro, this is what's going on with me. And I'd find everybody has a bias. They would say, oh, well, that situation is messed up and you should probably apologize to that person. And I'm like, bro, I can tell you're taking this side. So you need a neutral party that you can bounce off your ideas. A neutral party is somebody that doesn't have a vested interest in your life. So I went and I got a therapist, and it's been helping me, bro. I found out like, yo, I'm not bugging here. What I'm experiencing is normal life, and the problems that I experience with other people, this is normal. This is happening because they're in this stage of their life, or what have you. So you need to find that neutral party that can help you sort out your own thoughts. There's a few bonus tips. I just started journaling again recently, which has been, oh my god, bro, I don't know why I stopped doing that. So powerful. I feel so much better. Another thing I've been doing is just finding a way to challenge myself. So my mentor Jim Rohn says you should go where the expectations are high. Don't join an easy crowd. So I went back and I started working at my old job, you can see, and it's a sales job, and it pushes me to be better, to have certain expectations for myself, to hit certain quotas, to make sure I'm following my goals. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't be pushed. Go where the expectations, where the demands are high, so that you can actually succeed, so you can fly. So there's a lot of tools you can use. There's a lot of things I talked about here. Write me a comment telling me which one you think that is going to be the most helpful for you, or something that you've already done before, so that we can get some positive momentum here, bro. But make a commitment. Comment in the section below and just make a commitment to changing yourself. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Peace. I just finished recording, but one last bonus tip for you, bro. If you want to shift your paradigm, if you want a complete 180 of what's going on, you have to do something that actually changes the way that you are, something that actually forces you to think in a different way. So what I did is I asked myself, how can I change this situation? How can I get out? And when you ask your brain the word how, it starts to develop different solutions for you. So instead of saying, why am I in this place, which just reinforces it, ask yourself, how can I get out? And the answer that came to me was to fast. It might be different for you, but maybe try this one. I fasted for most of yesterday, from the time it was morning until about 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., I'll be honest with you, I had a little piece of a cookie and some milk. But fasting made me feel like, whoa, this is different. And it was so drastically different that I actually woke up the next day feeling refreshed and like I had done something that improved me right away. So if you want one of those like quick fixes, this is the only one I can think of. It won't change everything right away, but it'll at least shift you enough that it puts you in a state where you need to change something. Try this one out.